The internet is turning on Cenat, and it's happening faster than anyone expected. Just weeks ago, he was on top of the world, breaking records, streaming with celebrities, and being called the king of Twitch. But now, everything's falling apart. Friends are cutting him off, fans are exposing behind-the-scenes secrets, and even people in his own circle are refusing to defend him. It all started with one live stream, a chaotic, late-night stream that spiraled completely out of control. What began as a normal chill session quickly turned into something no one saw coming. Voices were raised, accusations flew, and by the end of it, Kai's reputation had taken a serious hit. Clips started spreading across social media like wildfire, people calling him fake, manipulative, even dangerous. And that's when the real chaos began. Former friends started speaking out. Old messages got leaked. Influencers who once praised him are now publicly dragging his name. But the question everyone's asking is why? What did Cenat really do to make everyone turn against him? Was it just one bad night? Or has this drama been building up for months behind the scenes? Stay tuned, because this story only gets darker from here. It all began on a random Tuesday night when Cenat decided to go live, something he did almost every night. The stream started like any other. Music playing in the background, his chat spamming hearts, and Kai joking around with his usual chaotic energy. He was joined by a few close friends, including Phantom, Duke, and Agent. Everything felt lighthearted until one unexpected guest joined the call, Aiden Ross. Aiden hadn't been on Kai's stream for a while, and fans immediately sensed tension. For months, rumors had been floating around that the two had quietly fallen out over money and content deals. When Kai smiled and greeted Aiden, it looked genuine at first, but the awkward silence that followed said otherwise. "Yo, bro, it's been a minute," Aiden said, trying to keep it casual. Kai laughed, but it didn't reach his eyes. "Yeah, bro, been busy. You know how it is." Chat instantly noticed the weird energy. Comments flew across the screen. "Why they sound mad at each other? This is awkward, lol." Something definitely went down. As the conversation continued, small jabs started to slip out. Aiden brought up Kai's new brand deal, implying that Kai had changed since getting more sponsorships. Kai brushed it off at first, but when Aiden mentioned that Kai didn't show up for a project they were supposed to do together, things started heating up. "You ghosted me?" "Bro," Aiden said, half laughing but clearly annoyed. "Nah, you didn't tell me the details," Kai snapped back. "Don't try to make it sound like I flaked." The tension grew thicker by the second. Fans in the chat were losing their minds. It wasn't just playful banter anymore. It was real. Both were smiling, but their voices carried something sharper underneath. That's when Phantom tried to defuse the situation. "Yo, chill, we not about to do this live, bro," he said, laughing nervously. But the damage was already done. The next day, clips of the confrontation flooded TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. One clip in particular, where Kai rolled his eyes and muttered, "Man, this dude always playing victim," went viral. People started picking sides immediately. Some said Aiden was trying to start drama for attention, while others claimed Kai was being arrogant and dismissive. And that's when old stories began resurfacing. Random users started posting receipts about how Kai had allegedly changed since his fame skyrocketed. One supposed ex-friend named Trey posted a thread claiming that Kai had cut off everyone who helped him blow up, and that he was impossible to work with behind the scenes. Trey's post gained traction overnight, especially when a few minor streamers liked it publicly. It didn't help that Kai stayed completely silent on the matter, refusing to address the growing controversy. That silence only fueled speculation. By the weekend, the internet was buzzing with conspiracy theories. Fans dissected old clips, searching for moments where Kai might have disrespected his friends. Even harmless moments, like him joking around with Phantom, were suddenly being reinterpreted as signs of ego or manipulation. One viral post read, "Look how he talks over everyone. Bro can't let anyone else have a moment." Another said, "He acts humble, but you can tell he thinks he's above everyone now." Behind the scenes, Kai's team was scrambling. A member of his management allegedly advised him to take a short break from streaming until things cooled down, but Kai refused. He felt he could handle it. That decision would soon backfire. 2 nights later, he went live again, determined to clear the air. The stream started calmly enough. He addressed the audience directly, saying, "Y'all gotta stop believing everything you see online. People love to twist stuff for views." He admitted that he and Aiden had a small misunderstanding, but insisted it wasn't that deep. Then, unexpectedly, Phantom joined the stream again, but his energy was off. Instead of backing Kai up, he hesitated when Kai asked him to confirm that everything was cool. Fans noticed. "Nah, it's not even that, bro," Phantom said slowly. "But you gotta admit you've been moving different lately." The chat froze. The word different echoed like a gunshot. Kai stared at him, visibly shocked. "What you mean by that?" he asked, trying to laugh it off. Phantom hesitated, then sighed. "You just don't hit nobody up no more. You got the whole world watching you, and I get it, but sometimes it's like you forgot where you came from." That moment broke the internet. Clips of the exchange exploded across every platform. Fans couldn't believe Phantom had called him out publicly, especially on Kai's own stream. Comments flooded in again, some defending Kai, others saying Phantom just confirmed what everyone had been thinking. Kai looked hurt, but tried to stay composed. "Bro, that's not fair," he said. "I've been grinding nonstop. I can't be everywhere at once." Phantom nodded, but didn't look convinced. "Yeah, I feel that, but still, people notice." After that, the stream ended abruptly. Kai said he wasn't feeling it and logged off mid-sentence. Fans were left stunned. Within hours, hashtags like Cenat canceled and Drama started trending. In the following days, things only got worse. Anonymous accounts began leaking supposed screenshots of Kai arguing with collaborators. One image showed a heated text exchange with a well-known rapper who claimed Kai had disrespected him during a collab shoot. Another leak claimed Kai refused to credit a smaller creator who came up with one of his viral ideas. Of course, no one could confirm if the screenshots were real, but the timing couldn't have been worse. Kai's silence continued, and as the speculation grew, his fanbase started to divide. Longtime supporters defended him fiercely, saying people were just jealous of his success. Others, including some popular commentary channels, began saying this was the fall of Cenat. Rumors about his crew being fed up started circulating too. Apparently, Duke and Agent had been avoiding streams recently, leading fans to believe that something serious had gone down behind the scenes. Meanwhile, Kai's brand deals began taking notice. One sponsor quietly paused a campaign that was supposed to launch that week. Insiders claimed they wanted to wait until the situation settled. The atmosphere around Kai shifted overnight. He wasn't just the funny, carefree streamer anymore. He was now at the center of a full-blown controversy. And the worst part? The people he thought were his friends were starting to turn against him publicly. By the end of that week, another unexpected twist dropped, a leaked audio clip that would change everything. In the recording, a voice that sounded like Kai could be heard yelling during what seemed like an argument with a close friend. He said, "I made all of y'all. Don't forget that. Without me, none of this would exist." The audio was grainy, but it spread fast. The internet went into chaos. People accused Kai of having a god complex. Memes flooded social media, mocking the line. Even celebrities started chiming in, some saying they were disappointed in his behavior. Kai tried to downplay it, saying the clip was out of context and from a private moment during an argument years ago. But by then, it didn't matter. The damage was done. Fans felt betrayed. Others said they'd seen this coming. His subscriber count started dropping, slowly but noticeably, and as the pressure mounted, Kai disappeared from social media completely. His last post was a short message on Instagram stories, taking a break. "Y'all be easy." What no one knew was that behind the scenes, things were about to explode even further. Because while Kai was trying to stay quiet and regroup, someone close to him, someone fans trusted, was about to come forward with a story that would shake everything to its core. And that's exactly where the real chaos began. The internet was already in flames. But nothing compared to what was about to drop next. 2 days after Kai's mysterious disappearance from social media, a new Twitter account popped up claiming to be run by someone who used to be part of Kai's inner circle. At first, no one took it seriously. Fake expose accounts pop up every time an influencer gets into drama. But this one felt different. The account posted a long thread titled, "The Truth About Cenat and What Really Goes On Off Camera." The first tweet read, "I was close with Kai for years. I've seen everything. This isn't about hate, it's about people knowing who they're really supporting." What followed was a series of screenshots, text messages, and alleged voice notes painting Kai as manipulative, controlling, and ungrateful. The user claimed Kai had cut off multiple people who helped him rise, accusing him of using everyone until they're no longer useful. The most explosive claim, though, was that Kai had betrayed one of his closest friends, Duke, over a secret business deal. According to the thread, Kai had signed a new contract with a streaming platform that would pay him millions, but he supposedly promised to include Duke and Agent in the deal too. The thread alleged that when the contract came through, Kai went behind their backs, taking the full amount and keeping his friends out of it. Screenshots were posted showing messages where Duke confronted him, writing, "Bro, I thought we were doing this together. You really cut us out like that?" The reply, allegedly from Kai, said, "I told y'all to make y'all own moves. I can't hold everyone's hand forever." That tweet alone got millions of views. Fans were shocked. Others refused to believe it. Comment sections became battlefields. Some said, "Duke deserves better," while others argued, "This gotta be fake." Kai would never do that. But then, Duke himself went live. The moment he started streaming, over 300,000 viewers joined instantly. Everyone wanted to hear what he had to say. He sat in silence for a few moments before speaking. "I wasn't gonna say nothing, but I see everybody talking. So yeah, me and Kai got issues. The chat went wild. Duke's tone was calm but filled with disappointment. I ain't here to drag nobody, but when money and ego get involved, people change. That's all I'm gonna say." That single statement broke the internet. People clipped it, remixed it, and reposted it everywhere. Kai's silence suddenly looked like guilt. The hashtag #ShotYourTeamDuke started trending. Meanwhile, Kai's management team scrambled behind the scenes. They released a short statement saying the allegations are false and that Kai values his friends deeply. But fans weren't buying it. Everyone wanted to hear from Kai himself. That night, Kai finally went live again. The tension was unbearable. Hundreds of thousands flooded the chat as soon as the stream started. He looked tired, eyes red, voice lower than usual. "Yo, I've seen everything y'all saying," he began. "I'm not perfect, but a lot of this stuff y'all reading is straight up lies." He denied the leaked messages, saying they were edited. "People taking my words, twisting them, making me look like the bad guy. I put my people on. I always have." But midstream, the unthinkable happened. Someone joined his Discord call unexpectedly. It was Agent. The chat exploded with messages. "Oh no, this bout to get crazy." Not Agent joining mid-apology. Agent's voice came through calmly at first. "Yo, Kai, since you're talking about it, let's talk for real then." Kai froze. "Bro, not right now, man. I'm trying to explain my side." "Nah," Agent said firmly. "You always trying to control the narrative. Let's tell the truth since you want to act like everything's twisted." What followed was one of the most awkward, intense live exchanges the internet had ever seen. Agent accused Kai of ignoring calls and ghosting his friends ever since he got too big. Kai defended himself, saying he'd been overwhelmed and busy. But then Agent dropped a bomb. "You remember that collab deal with the clothing brand? The one we both pitched? Tell them how you cut me out the final contract and took all the credit." Kai immediately denied it. "That's cap, bro. I talked to them and they said they couldn't do a group deal." "Funny," Agent replied, "because I talked to them last week and they told me you asked for it to be solo." The chat went silent. The clip of that exact exchange went viral within minutes. Fans were stunned. Even Kai's most loyal followers didn't know what to believe anymore. After that confrontation, Kai ended the stream abruptly again. No outro, no explanation, just silence. Within hours, countless reaction channels began dissecting every word. Commentary creators like Love Live Serve, Drama Alert, and even streamers like iShowSpeed discussed the situation. Memes, edits, and threads took over Twitter. Some fans said Kai had lost his humility. Others claimed everyone was turning on him because he was successful, but the story didn't stop there. Another leaked clip surfaced the next morning, this time from an old, never-before-seen vlog recorded months ago. In the footage, Kai was seen joking around with friends backstage at an event. At first, it looked harmless. But at one point, he said something that viewers found alarming. He laughed and said, "Man, y'all lucky to be around me. Everybody want to be Kai right now." His tone seemed playful, but when combined with the current drama, it sounded arrogant and dismissive. People started calling it the mask slipping moment. More old clips resurfaced. Times he interrupted people on stream, times he joked too harshly, times he dismissed fans' questions. Suddenly, everything was being reinterpreted as evidence of ego. His fan base began to fracture. Some defended him passionately, saying he was being targeted by fake friends and clout chasers. Others claimed this was karma. One viral comment read, "He's been acting untouchable for too long. Now it's catching up." Inside Kai's team, chaos erupted. A few insiders allegedly leaked to gossip blogs that Kai was losing it, pacing around his apartment, furious at how fast things had spiraled. They said he felt betrayed, especially by Agent and Duke. He thought those guys were family, one source claimed. Now he feels like everyone's using him for views. As the drama spread, sponsors started quietly distancing themselves. One fashion brand archived all their posts featuring Kai. A gaming company announced they'd be reevaluating partnerships. Every move, every silence, every word he didn't say became news. Fans flooded his DMs, begging him to explain, while haters mocked him endlessly. It was clear now. The internet wasn't just questioning Cenat's image. It was actively dismantling it. But behind the scenes, something even darker was brewing. There was still one person from his past who hadn't spoken yet. A woman named Maya, who used to be one of Kai's closest friends before his rise to fame. Rumor had it she'd been keeping quiet out of loyalty, but after seeing the way things were going, she was ready to come forward, and when she finally did, her story would take the entire situation to a level no one was prepared for. That moment marked the beginning of the most explosive chapter yet, the part where the truth, lies, and emotions all collided in the most dramatic way possible. Maya had been quiet for nearly 2 years, ever since she and Kai stopped appearing in each other's videos. Fans always wondered what happened between them, but both sides avoided talking about it. She had been there in his early days, when he was streaming from a small apartment, editing videos himself, and dreaming of the fame he has now. Back then, Maya was like family to him. She helped film content, brainstorm ideas, and even moderated his early streams. Many fans remembered her as the real one, the person who kept Kai grounded when everything around him got loud. So, when Maya suddenly posted a 3-minute video titled The Kai, Cenat nobody knows, the internet froze. Within minutes, the video had hundreds of thousands of views. She sat in a simple room, no dramatic lighting, no music, just her and the camera. Her tone was calm, almost sad. "I didn't want to do this," she started softly. "But after everything I've seen this week, I can't stay quiet anymore. People deserve to know who he really is." The first thing she said was that Kai wasn't always the way people see him now. "When I first met him, he was kind, funny, and grateful," she said. But the more success came, the more he started believing his own hype. He started treating people like employees, not friends. She shared stories of how Kai allegedly took credit for content ideas she came up with. "There was this one stream concept that went viral. Something I suggested," she said, her voice trembling slightly. "I told him he should at least mention it came from me, but he laughed and said, 'People don't care who came up with it, they just care who's on camera.'" Her words hit hard. Fans began sharing clips, debating whether she was telling the truth or just adding fuel to the fire. But then she dropped something even bigger, an audio recording. She played a short clip where Kai's voice could be heard arguing with her. "I made this brand what it is. You just helped," he said sharply. Maya's voice responded, "I never said you didn't, Kai. I just want respect." The clip was short, maybe 15 seconds, but it was enough to send shockwaves through the internet. Everyone had an opinion. Some fans called her brave for speaking out. Others accused her of trying to cash in on the drama. But one thing was certain. Kai's image was crumbling faster than ever. Commentators and gossip channels started analyzing her every word. One popular drama channel titled their upload, "The Final Nail in Cenat's Coffin." Even people outside the streaming world began weighing in. Celebrities, rappers, and influencers posted cryptic tweets like, "Success changes people for real," and "Never forget who was there when nobody knew your name." Kai's silence became deafening. For days, he didn't post, stream, or respond. Paparazzi-style photos even surfaced, showing him walking out of his apartment wearing a hoodie and mask, avoiding cameras. The captions read, "Cenat spotted looking stressed amid controversy." Meanwhile, Duke and Agent remained quiet too. Fans begged them to respond, but both avoided the topic completely. One fan tweeted, "You can tell Kai really lost everyone. The silence says it all." Behind closed doors, Kai was reportedly furious. Insiders claimed he felt betrayed by Maya's video, especially since they had once been close friends. One person from his team allegedly said Kai threw his phone across the room after watching it. He couldn't believe she'd do that to him, the source said. He said, "I put her on. I gave her exposure. How could she flip on me like that?" But the situation only spiraled further when another old clip resurfaced. This time from a podcast Kai appeared on months ago. In it, he joked about cutting people off once he made it big. "When I start making real money, I'm changing my number," he said, laughing. "Ain't nobody from the block getting a call back." At the time, it was clearly a joke, but now people replayed that moment as proof of who he really was. The backlash was relentless. Fans started unfollowing him in waves. Twitter threads dissected his rise and downfall like a documentary. "This is how fame eats people alive," one viral tweet read. But then came the twist no one expected. Maya went live again. This time, she was emotional. She started crying mid-sentence. "I didn't think it would blow up like this," she said through tears. "I wasn't trying to destroy him. I just wanted him to be honest. But now I'm getting threats. My family's getting messages. This is not what I wanted." Her live drew sympathy from many fans. Even those who doubted her before began to soften. One viewer commented, "You can tell she's telling the truth. She's not angry, she's hurt." Meanwhile, Kai's team posted a vague Instagram story saying, "Don't believe edited clips and one-sided stories." But it didn't do much. The damage was too deep. Rumors began swirling that Kai was planning a tell-all stream, his version of setting the record straight. Fans speculated he'd come back soon with receipts, messages, maybe even witnesses to back his side. The anticipation was enormous. Even people who weren't fans wanted to see how he'd respond. When Kai finally announced he'd be going live, over 500,000 people were waiting before he even pressed start. The countdown timer alone had the internet shaking. As soon as the stream began, he sat silently for nearly 30 seconds, staring at the camera. He looked tired, voice quiet when he finally spoke. "I never thought I'd be in this position," he said. "People I called my friends, turning on me, lying on my name." He addressed Maya first. "I got love for her, always will," he said. "But y'all gotta understand, everything y'all hearing is not the full story." He claimed the audio clip she played was heavily edited and taken from a private disagreement years ago. "I was frustrated that day. We both said things we didn't mean," he explained. Then, unexpectedly, he started showing messages, screenshots of old conversations between him and Maya. In them, she apologized for acting distant and thanked him for everything he'd done. Kai pointed to the messages and said, "If I was so toxic, why was she thanking me months later?" Chat exploded. Some said he was vindicated. Others accused him of manipulating the narrative again. But the real twist came when, midstream, Duke joined the chat, typing only one message. "This ain't about one person. You know what you did, bro." The tension was unbearable. Kai stopped reading comments, eyes darting to the screen before he sighed heavily. "Y'all really trying to make me the villain, huh?" He said quietly. "Fine. If being real makes me the bad guy, then I guess I'm the villain now." That one line, "I guess I'm the villain now," became instantly iconic. Within minutes, fans were using it in memes, edits, and tweets. Some mocked it, others found it heartbreaking. By the end of the stream, Kai didn't offer a full apology or confession, just a final message. "Time will tell who's fake and who's real," he said before ending it abruptly. The internet exploded once again. Reactions were split right down the middle. Some said Kai handled it perfectly. Others said he dodged accountability. YouTube, Twitter, TikTok. Everyone had an opinion. And just when things seemed like they couldn't get any messier, one final leak dropped out of nowhere. A private voice message surfaced between Kai and another well-known influencer. In it, Kai vented about his situation, saying, "I don't even trust nobody no more. Everybody switch up for clout. Maybe I should just start calling people out one by one." That voice note ended with Kai saying, "If they want war, I'll give them war." Those last words would set the stage for the most explosive moment yet, because what came next wasn't just online drama anymore. It was personal, messy, and unforgettable. After the voice message leaked, the internet erupted again. People couldn't believe Kai had actually said, "If they want war, I'll give them war." It sounded like a threat. And within hours, drama channels, podcasts, and live streams were dissecting every second of it. Memes flooded social media using clips of him saying that line over dramatic music. Even late-night talk shows started mentioning it. The situation had gone beyond streaming. It had become a cultural moment. For Kai, though, it was a nightmare. Insiders claimed he felt completely cornered. One source close to his team said he barely slept, pacing around his apartment and replaying clips of himself over and over. He reportedly told his manager, "They turned me into a villain for real. I can't even breathe without it being a headline." Things escalated further when Agent decided to go live again. Fans had been waiting for him to respond after Kai's emotional stream, and this time, Agent came prepared. He started calmly, addressing viewers directly. "I've been quiet because I didn't want to feed the fire," he said. "But if Kai's gonna act like everyone's lying, then y'all need to hear what really happened." He then pulled up what he claimed were screenshots from their group chat, showing Kai arguing about money, sponsorships, and content credits. In one message, Kai allegedly said, "If y'all not moving fast enough, I'm not waiting. I built this. I'll do it solo if I have to." Fans were stunned. Even though Kai had denied being selfish, these messages painted a different picture. Some fans defended him, saying the messages might have been taken out of context, but others were convinced this was the truth. The comment section turned brutal. "He played everyone," one viewer wrote. "You can't call people your brothers and then treat them like employees." Meanwhile, Duke posted a cryptic Instagram story. It was just one sentence. Real ones never got to explain themselves. People took it as a direct shot at Kai. Fans began calling it the betrayal era of the AMP group. Even longtime viewers started making timelines of how the friendship fell apart. Maya, on the other hand, stayed quiet this time. She didn't post or comment on anything, but one of her friends did. They tweeted, "She told y'all he'd expose himself eventually." That tweet alone went viral, reigniting the entire debate. As days passed, Kai's reputation continued to crumble. Sponsors pulled back completely. Clips of fans destroying Kai merch started circulating online. One viral TikTok showed a group of people burning posters of him, with the caption, "We used to stan him." Not anymore. Still, Kai refused to stay silent. Instead, he announced something unexpected: a live tell-all documentary stream called My Side of the Story. He promoted it on his Instagram story with just 3 words. "I'm done hiding." The anticipation was insane. Everyone was waiting. The night it aired, more than 1 million people tuned in. It started with dramatic music and flashes of headlines, Kai's controversies, leaks, and all the accusations that had piled up over the last few weeks. Then, the screen cut to him sitting alone in a dimly lit room. He spoke slowly, eyes tired but steady. "I never wanted it to get here," he said. "But if everyone's gonna tell their story, then I'm telling mine." He played unseen clips from his early streaming days, moments that showed how close the group used to be. Clips of them laughing, celebrating milestones, and helping each other out. "This was real," he said. "We were family," until people started chasing their own fame. Then he went deeper. He revealed that the so-called leaked messages and screenshots had been edited by someone from the inside. He claimed one of his old editors, who had access to the group chat backups, was the one leaking private messages to stir up drama. "Someone I trusted with everything decided to cash in," he said. To back up his claim, he showed email receipts and blurred messages from a person allegedly trying to sell screenshots to gossip pages. The evidence looked convincing, and fans in the chat started switching sides again. Comments flooded in like, "Wait, maybe he's actually telling the truth," and "They really played with this man's life." He also addressed Maya directly for the first time since her emotional live. "Maya was one of my best friends," he said softly. "But what she showed y'all wasn't the full story. She left out how she tried to get me to sign her as a manager for her new channel, and when I said no, that's when everything changed." That revelation stunned everyone. Nobody had heard that before. Suddenly, her motives looked questionable. Clips of Kai saying that spread like wildfire, and within hours, people were demanding Maya's response. As the stream went on, Kai began to break down emotionally. His voice cracked as he said, "Y'all act like I'm some kind of monster, but I've been trying to make everybody win. I didn't change. People just started expecting me to do everything for them." By the time he ended the stream, he was visibly exhausted, whispering, "I don't even care who believes me anymore. I just want peace." But even that wasn't the end. After the stream, Maya posted a short story on Instagram. No words, just a black screen with a single broken heart emoji. People were divided again. Some felt bad for both of them, saying this drama had gone too far. Others thought the timing of her post was manipulative. Then came the biggest twist of all. Phantom finally broke his silence. He went live unexpectedly, saying he'd been watching everything quietly but couldn't stay silent anymore. "I love both of them," he said, referring to Kai and Maya. "But let's be real. This whole situation is messy because everybody wanted credit and nobody wanted to talk." He admitted that there were arguments, betrayals, and misunderstandings on both sides. Yeah, Kai said stuff he shouldn't have said, Phantom continued, but he also got played. People leaked private convos for views, and now y'all acting like y'all saints. Fans appreciated Phantom's honesty. For the first time, someone wasn't picking sides. His stream started shifting the narrative. People began realizing that maybe the drama wasn't as black and white as it seemed. Still, the damage was done. Key's reputation had taken a serious hit. His subscriber count dropped, sponsors remained distant, and his once unbreakable friend group was shattered. Yet, something unexpected started happening in the days that followed. Fans began showing sympathy. They posted comments like, "He doesn't deserve to be completely canceled," and "This man carried Twitch for a year straight. Y'all acting like he's a criminal." Even some influencers who had previously criticized him started softening their tone. A week later, Kai quietly returned to streaming. No announcements, no drama, just a casual chill session. Within minutes, hundreds of thousands joined. The chat was calmer this time, filled with messages of support. "Yo, I missed y'all," he said, smiling faintly. "Been a rough few weeks, but we here." For the first time in months, he laughed again, genuinely. He avoided mentioning the drama directly, instead focusing on jokes, games, and interacting with fans like old times. The stream felt nostalgic, almost healing. By the end, he looked relieved. But despite the calm return, one thing remained clear. The scars of everything that happened weren't going away anytime soon. His friendships were fractured, his public image still shaky, and the world was still divided on whether Kai was a misunderstood star or the architect of his own downfall. The internet had turned on him, torn him apart, and now watched as he tried to rebuild himself from the ashes. And though he smiled for the camera, deep down, he knew things would never be the same again. Because in this new world of fame, one mistake, or even just one rumor, can flip everything upside down overnight. And for Kai Cenat, that truth had become painfully real. And that's where things stand now. Kai Cenat, once untouchable, is standing in the middle of the internet storm, trying to convince the world he's still the same person fans fell in love with. But the damage has been done. Friendships shattered, trust broken, and millions of people questioning everything they thought they knew about him. Some say it's just a phase that the internet loves to tear people down only to build them back up again. Others think this might be the beginning of the end for Kai Cenat's online empire. And as the days go by, the tension only grows. Every live stream feels like a test. Every tweet sparks a new theory, and every silence speaks louder than words. Will Kai make a comeback stronger than ever? Or will this controversy finally push him off the throne he built from nothing? One thing's for sure, this story is far from over. And if you've been following every twist, every leak, and every betrayal, then you already know. The next chapter could drop any moment. So what do you think really happened? Is Kai Cenat being unfairly targeted? Or did he finally get exposed for who he truly is? Let us know your thoughts down below. We're reading every comment. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more updates, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next shocking twist in this wild story. Stay tuned, because in the world of Kai Cenat, nothing is ever as it seems. Cenat, nothing is ever as it seems.